All right, I'm back again, and I have done a brief update. Now the top saucer is the same shade, champagne gold on top, as the bottom saucer. And I have done the detail painting with the taupe, which is basically a folk art titanium gold on the bridge dome and in there, and on the 4 RCS thrusters. Now it's a very subtle difference, and I still don't know if it even made it. Slightly brighter, as you can see there, very subtle difference. So once everything's dry enough, I'm not doing panel line accents because the shadows are deep enough as it is, and there's probably still some white primer in there. And somehow there is a bigger paint smudge. See that there? I don't know what that is. It's bigger than an inspection pod bump. I want to see if I can, well, fix that. Give me 1 second here. Fix that. With the champagne. Maybe. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Well, you see what color the champagne would be. That came off the lid of the paint bottle. Now remember, you've had some of these colors for nearly 8 years. So let's see if I can fix it. All right, you don't need the taupe right now, but you do need the champagne, and of course you need a stir stick. Well, I can just use that same old paintbrush as my stir stick. Don't want to go off the edge of the table now. There, okay. Stir stick engaged. Now, I don't know if the champagne is going to be too light. So actually, considering that you can't really tell the difference between that and the taupe, I have a better idea. I'm going to try the taupe first and see if we get somewhere with that instead. Now, I'm going to use the magnifying glass, of course, and I'm going to use the tinier brush. So let's just see what we get here. Because that looks like some kind of smudge, and I mean, I could try to get it off with a toothpick. Oh, that is a fingerprint smudge. Somehow ended up on the bottom of the hull. Well, the good thing is that it can be covered up by the Aztec decals, of course. But if there's any way to fix it, making it, don't know if it's making it worse. I think it is. Well, that was a nice try, so didn't quite work. So we're just going to have to accept that as the inspection pod bump. Yeah, that's the inspection pod bump. We'll file it away into the plot line. It'll be covered up by the Aztec decals in either case, and that way we don't mess up the paint job too badly. So for those that are purists and keeping track of the Broken Bow Enterprise, there is the official inspection pod bump on the bottom of the saucer of the NX-01. And now it is a warm silver in both capacities. See? Warm silver. Not gold anymore. And there is the bridge dome with its supposed champagne gold, but it's blended right in. This was supposed to be taupe, which is supposed to be titanium gold. It blended right in too. The RCS thrusters are not really changed in color. It's going to require a few coats to do that, but I didn't lose any of the detail. So that is the end for now for episode 8. Call it episode 8A. And yes, it will be wicker white windows that I will do with the toothpicks for the detail painting of the windows on the saucer. And then you assemble the blue pieces. There's 3 blue pieces on the top saucer, and I believe those are the only pieces that need to be assembled for the top saucer at all. And then we'll be ready for the Aztec decaling. Now, it's probably going to be a lot easier to put on the Aztec decals on the saucer halves, just like I did with the 537 Scale Enterprise refit. By the time they're applied and microset has been installed, you won't risk a decal shifting when it's time to do assembly. So 7B will be the detail painting. And episode 8 will focus on the Aztec decals, because by then the cells, which I gave titanium gold. But the weird thing is, if you compare the titanium gold plain nacelles to this, I'm hardly seeing a difference. Oh, now I am. Now I'm seeing a difference. Okay, good. It has to hit it at certain light. But you still have to make those nacelles be champagne gold on top, and that'll be tomorrow. And then there'll be some detail painting of some brass at the back of the nacelles, and of course the front bar. Yeah, so there's still work to be done. Detail painting continues now, mostly, for the most part. In fact, so we'll let's test it. I want to test the first window. Now remember, these are photon torpedo launchers and bottom phasers, not windows. Here. All right, let's see what the first window will look like. Window, window, window. And I will zoom in on that so that you can see it. And use the scissors to cut the plastic off the lid, because that plastic just gets in the way. There. All right, so there are the first white windows. Those are torpedo launchers here. Those are phasers. So I'll try to color the phaser mounts the gold as well, and I think those are phaser mounts too. So it seems like it has more than, because those could be phaser mounts also. So everywhere there's a phaser mount, I'm going to try to color it in titanium gold. And especially the front of the saucer, so that's good, that's good. And maybe even some highlights, like up here. Yeah, titanium gold highlights, even though it's not mentioned. I will do it that way. Which, of course, will mean the folk art taupe. Probably just have to stir it up to make it work, so. Yeah, that's good, that's good. We're getting there. Now, of course, if you look here, yeah, right deep in there, there's raised bumps, which are probably navigation lights. That is a navigation light that will poke through, much like the ones on the bottom. See, there's the green one. There's the red one. Huh. Okay. So detail painting comes next. I'm very happy with that. And of course you insert the blue pieces, which should be safely tucked away in here. See those little blue pieces on the top? It's hard to see, but they are there. All right, and I guess they go in that way, or they come through from the backside and they poke through. That's probably the way. Okay, good. So that's it for now. That is episode 7A. And we'll come back for 7B at a later time. See you then. Bye-bye.